People who had babies when they were teens. What does your life look like now? Having a baby when you're a teen could be the greatest thing ever until you're stuck with the wrong partner for the rest of your life. I got a girl pregnant when we were young and I wish for both him and I that he had a different mother because of her negligence. One night I woke up and found my son at 3 a.m. eating cereal alone in the kitchen. My kid is only 8 years old and he's already experiencing sleep deprivation that we feel in our 20s. He seemed happy to see me, but I could see the pain in his eyes. I thought I was the only one having a rough night, but it was clear that we were worried about the same thing. I'm in the process of divorcing his mother and this was my one night of the week with him. I could tell he was happy to be with me, but he must be dreading going back home to her. When he gets like this he won't sleep until morning and it hurts because he's not as energetic as he used to be before the divorce. When his mom and I were together, our son slept between us every night and that's all he was used to. Now at his mom's house he doesn't sleep with her because she won't let him. When he's at my house we try to co-sleep but I hear him silently cry on his pillow. All he wants is his mother's love, but I didn't know how to make that possible. When he came over next week I tried to make sleeping as fun as possible for him by playing video games before bed, reading stories, singing songs together, but nothing was working. I reached out to his mom and she told me, he sleeps just fine over here. Try giving him a melatonin gummy, or better yet let him stay with me. I hate to admit this but I gave him the melatonin gummy because I was desperate. And he finally fell asleep. I thought I might have found the answer but after watching him sleep for an hour, everything went downhill. He started tossing and turning and the worst of all started grinding his teeth. When he started to grind his teeth, that started to scare me for a multitude of reasons. The number one reason being it could be asthma or some sort of infection. I had to wake him up and he told me that he had nightmares. In the nightmare he was a bunny and the mother bunny kept running away from him. I'm not a psychologist but it was clear that my kid was battling some form of anxiety from the divorce. He must miss the old mom he used to have when she and I were together. But she learned about parenting through me. I put in my time reading books and had to teach her how to not be a crappy mom. He didn't like it at his mom's house and his anxieties won't let him get some shut-eye. When I was looking up different ways to help with sleeping anxieties, a lot of results said to get a weighted blanket. I looked more into a weighted blanket and saw that it wasn't good for kids to sleep with weighted pressure, so I shut down that idea. I still like the idea of a blanket being able to soothe anxiety, so I looked for alternatives and that's when I found the Sleep Pod blanket. I bought the Sleep Pod for him since it's supposed to mimic being cuddled. I figured at nighttime it would help recreate that love he was missing from his mom. When he used it that first night on my day with him, he slept all the way without any tossing or turning. We woke up together in the morning, did stretches, and ate breakfast while watching cartoons. I haven't seen my boy like this in so long it was like an instant weight was lifted off my shoulders. Later that week his mom came to my place with him. She said we needed to talk and I brewed a pot of coffee. She asked why I gave him that ridiculous blanket. That set me off. I finally found something that helped our child sleep and she was bashing on it when she never made an effort to help. I snapped and told her what was going on with our son's sleep and how she wasn't doing enough. He feels unloved by her and he wants his mom back. She gave me a look of pity and didn't say anything for like 5 minutes. Then remarkably, she thanked me. She admitted that she's tried to hide away her disdain for our son. Even though she loves him, she sometimes wishes she wasn't his parent because of the handful of problems having a kid brings. She thanked me for taking on a lot of the responsibilities and promised to pull more of her weight. She admitted that our son has been sleeping better ever since I bought him the Sleep Pod and that she no longer has to beg him to get out of bed for school. She told me she'll try to figure out how to grant me more custody because she wants to make sure that he and I have a closer relationship. I hugged her and thanked her. While I don't think she's someone I'd like to spend my days with, this was a light at the end of the tunnel. It brings me hope that our family will find a sort of balance together. Now I'm waiting on my matching Sleep Pod with my son, so someday I can be just as strong as him.